Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestling Rumors Recap. Now, this is an experimental series that we'll do each week, where we'll bring you the best stories from the week. So, those are the ones that get the most traction that we feel will benefit you the most to learn or to know. If you'd like to stay more up to date and you aren't already, I suggest downloading the app, which is available on iOS and Android devices. Uh, Link in the description below. You can also sign up to our newsletter, visit our site. We have a Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, and Facebook. So you can visit us at all those links. Again, they'll all be below in the description. And, you know, follow us for updates as they come. So we've got 10 stories for you today. I'll try to get them done rather quickly. So, first of all, we have news on the broken gimmick coming to WWE. So earlier this week, it was reported that Matt Hardy was saying that the broken gimmick would come back to WWE very shortly. Although backstage this week at the tapings for GFW, as it's now known, uh, it's being said that they no longer are having big conversations. The conversations have stalled to an extent. So it seems like it is quite far off from when the broken gimmick should be in the company, although we have seen back and forth between this, so it's not known yet what the truth is in the matter. Next, after SmackDown Live, the 4th of July edition, when John Cena made his return, he teamed with Shinsuke Nakamura after 205 Live, which is obviously the last thing they broadcast, and they teamed against Rusev and Baron Corbin, which they ultimately won. Next, it appears that Randy Orton may be taking time off, and this would obviously come after Battleground, which is the next SmackDown Live pay-per-view. So it seems like he is filming a movie that I believe is being filmed in the Philippines, and you can get more information on how long he's due to be out for by visiting the link in the description below. Next, it seems like Velvet Sky announced her retirement earlier this week via an interview, although she has since tweeted to clarify what the interview meant, and that's that she's not actually retired from the business, but retired from in-ring competition. So she'll still participate in interviews, she'll still participate in signings, and all of that sort of jazz, but she will not compete in a ring again as a performer. Next, we have an update on the Universal Championship plans following tonight at Great Balls of Fire as of this recording, and those are speculative to an extent, and it's that it appears that the plan is for Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, although there is some room for Braun Strowman to be added to the mix. This is due to the fact that the original plans were for Braun Strowman to go up against Brock Lesnar as the main event of SummerSlam, though WWE felt that they needed to change that. WWE may be wanting to go back to a post-brand split scenario where performers appear on both shows, and much of the speculation on this is due to the fact that SmackDown Live stars are appearing on Raw live events and vice versa, and this can be shown with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens appearing on the Madison Square Garden show this past weekend, where AJ Styles captured the United States Championship. Austin Aries has been released by WWE, and while they didn't list any reasons specifically themselves, the Wrestling News Observer has clarified what those reasons were, which are that he was not happy with his position as a cruiserweight on 205 Live and wanted more, but the company wouldn't let him. And it's also being said that he was trouble backstage and they had difficulties with him. There's also speculation based on recent events that he had a nagging back injury that needed to be dealt with as well. In response to a fan collage made on Twitter, Rebby Hardy would go on to call Lita a hoe based on, past events with Matt Hardy and Edge and Lita, and that was also used in a previous storyline. But I'm sure most of you already know the history between Lita and Matt Hardy and why Rebby would have said what she said, though I don't believe that validates her reasoning behind saying it. Former WWE Tag Team Champions, the Colognes, that's Primo and Epico, have now requested their release from the company, according to multiple reports, although it has since been said that it appears that Primo is injured and facing an undisclosed knee injury that would put him out for over a year, while Epico is still competing at SmackDown Live, as seen in the Battle Royal that was this past week on SmackDown Live. So it's unknown what's the case here, what you should believe and what you shouldn't, although there is still speculation that they will leave. Finally, and our biggest story probably of the week, is that Impact Wrestling star, now GFW star, James Storm has suffered a stage 3 concussion during his strap match at Slammiversary 15 against EC3, and a stage 3 concussion is the most severe type of concussion, and considering pro wrestling's history with concussions and the effects they can have long term on your brain, it may spell the end of his career. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. This is just, as I said, an experiment. We're going to improve the length and the way the content flows in the future. This is an example to see how well it's received and if people like this sort of recap.